Hello, this is Benjamin Beaver with Coldwell Banker, and today I'm drinking coffee with myself to give you 3 ways that you can buy a house without selling your first house, or at least before you sell your current house. So this is a question we get all the time. You can imagine it is a common scenario when it's time to upgrade or change houses, that you want to go ahead and buy another house, but you have the predicament of, well, what do I do with my first house? Because I can't sell it. Very few people can sell it, move into some random place, parents' house, been there, done that on these transitions, and that's not always the ideal way to do it. So there are other options. So those 3 options are a contingency contract, a bridge loan, or to lease your current house. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on these, and then there'll be subsequent videos giving more detail on the first 2. So very common, a contingency contract is basically just a normal contract where you say, this is how much we want to buy your house for, and all the details of the contract, and it's contingent upon the sale of our house. So this type of contract is very good for protecting the buyer, because the whole time you have the ability to terminate the contract if your house does not sell in the time allotted. So, but at the same time, it's not as appealing to the seller, because you may be under contract for 2, 3, or 4 months, and if your house doesn't sell, you have the ability to terminate with no recourse, because that was part of the contract. So for the seller, there's that element of risk and uncertainty, and some sellers are less willing to take a contingency contract unless your house that is contingent is already under contract. So sometimes that's an option if the seller is willing to do it, and it's a good option for the buyer in that it protects you and gives you a lot of flexibility. The second way to do it is a bridge loan. So this is something not a lot of people know about, but is a very good option if you have equity. So to do a bridge loan, you have to have equity, which means you owe less on your house than what your house is worth, because they'll use some of that equity as collateral for your next purchase. Now, you don't have to have the full amount of equity that it's going to cost for the next purchase. Basically, you have to have a combined 20% in both properties. So I'll do another video on bridge loans and give more detail, but basically know that if you have some equity in your current house, you may qualify for a bridge loan. And a neat thing about bridge loans is you're not having to make any more than your current mortgage payment during the bridge period. So this is a way to go ahead and buy the house that you want to buy. You still haven't sold your first house. You may be planning to put that on the market after you buy the new house, and you're not having to make 2 house payments at the same time, because that's how the bridge loan is structured. And once you sell your first house, then you can refi the second one into a 30-year fixed or whatever you want to do. But that's a great option if you have equity. The third option that is a little bit easier to understand is to lease your current home. So different lenders will approach this differently, but one way that it can work is that whatever amount you lease your current house for, 75% of that income you're getting can be counted to offset your debt to income ratio. Because typically the reason it's hard to qualify for another mortgage without selling your current house is because that mortgage that you're making on your first house is still counting against you. But if you lease the house, they typically can't take 100%. Say you're leasing your house for $1,000 a month, they typically can't offset your debt to income by $1,000, but they can usually do 75%. So in that case, $750, and that can get you, where you need to be for buying the new house. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you really want to, acquire and manage a rental property, but that is one option that you may have if you want to, keep your current house and go ahead and buy another one. So I will do some subsequent videos talking more detail about contingency contracts and bridge loans, and let me know if you have any questions about buying and selling. It can be done. It's done every day. I'll talk to you soon.